What's up, guys? Gardengraft, and we are back. And if you don't want to be spoiled at No Way Home, click off this video right now. Go watch. And if you're here for the movie review in general, if I were you, I just watched the spoiler-free movie review. If you don't want to get spoilers, but which came out literally pretty much at the exact same time this did. And so yeah, you have been warned. Spoilers ahead, like a bunch. Like it's gonna ruin your entire movie experience. Okay. Anyway, so let me think here. Gotta figure out how I'm gonna get this started. You might be wondering, why am I playing Spider-Man Miles Morales? Because I'm talking about a Spider-Man movie. And you might be asking why I just played the other Spider-Man game. You know, where it actually has like the No Way Home and not No Way Home, the Far From Home suits and all that. Well, that is because stupid me deleted it, and so now I have all my progress in that game lost. And I don't feel like completing like 5 missions just to get free play and then re-updating it, and you know, it's just too much work. Okay, it's like Miles Morales right here. Like, see how he's like crawling around in circles right here? Like, see, that's how much work I'd be going through. Okay, and I just don't feel like doing that for a solid movie review. So I just kind of grinded a little bit. Got the Uptown Pride suit. Wasn't too big of a deal. So that way it kind of looks a little bit like the black and gold suit from the No Way Home movie. But yeah, spoilers ahead. You have been warned for the last time. Anyway, let's go ahead and dive on into this. So first off, I'm going to start by saying why I think this movie is great, and also my PlayStation, I don't know if you can hear it, it's pretty loud, and for Christmas I do plan on getting that fixed. New PlayStation, I'm not sure, I'm going to try to get maybe a PS Pro, new PlayStation, don't fully know, I know I'm going to try to get a new PlayStation at least, or at least a newer version, because I'm pretty sure mine's like an older version, and yeah, that's why it sounds like a literal jet engine, or like a NASA spaceship, okay, like, that's why it sounds like it's about to go self-destruct mode, okay, so, just bear with me, and yeah, after Christmas time, it should all be fixed, hopefully. But, so anyway, let's go ahead and move on to this. So first off, I'm going to start why the movie's great. Alright, so step number 1, nostalgia hits really hard in this movie. And this right here is the final bit of spoilers, because I'm about to, like, ruin your movie for you. Alright, so you better click off right now if you don't want spoilers. But, so pretty much, let me think here. Okay, if I just, like, don't talk, it's because I'm focusing on playing the game, because I'm playing the game as I'm talking, which probably wasn't the best idea, but too late now. But so nostalgia hits hard, and that is because we have Andrew Garfield Spider-Man, we got Tobey Maguire Spider-Man, and we got all of the Spider-Mans teaming up together against all of their old villains like Green Goblin, Doc Ock, Sandman, and a bunch of others. I mean, the main nostalgic ones are, you know, the Tobey Maguire, Sam Raimi trilogy ones, and okay, well, I just got smoked. But so yeah, nostalgia hits really hard in that movie. And my second thing I really like about the movie, the suits. The suits look absolutely gorgeous. I mean, the Amazing Spider-Man suit, we can all agree, that suit already looks like probably really good. And the Tobey Maguire suit, you know, it's exactly the same and everything. Excuse that, that is my phone. Sorry about that, I was getting a call. But yeah, we are back. So anyway, suits look amazing. Like all of the villain suits at the end of the movie, they look actually really great. I really like the things they did to Electro, make him look way cooler. The Green Goblin suit actually looks really nice. I'll be honest with you, I just don't like the mask. I wish he kept the mask. Like, it kind of sucks they broke the mask. I'd like to see like him in the purple hood and all that with the mask on. That'd be really sick. But sadly, he broke the mask, and so yeah. All aside from that, I don't have any complaints about what they did with the suits. I think it all looks really nice. But so next up, we got the Green Goblin betrayal. So wait, that's like, I wouldn't say late, I'd say like maybe like midway through the movie. Pretty much Norman Osborn, he breaks the Green Goblin mask, trying to get free of the Green Goblin curse, and it doesn't work. And pretty much Green Goblin eventually comes out of Norman Osborn, if he ever was like Norman Osborn. Like, I know he was for like at least a good bit, but he could have been faking it a good while without us really knowing. But yeah, he betrayed everyone, and he's pretty much the reason why all the villains decided to turn on Spider-Man and just try to not return back to their own realities. So yeah, anyway, so big spoiler right now, besides all the ones I literally said earlier, but Aunt May dies. He kills Aunt May, pretty sad, and she does the whole "with great power must come great responsibility" speech, and right before she dies, pretty heartbreaking. I mean, I was kind of sad to see that happen. I mean, she didn't have too many character traits, I mean, until we saw like Spider-Man Far From Home, where she had like running the feast shelter and all that. But you know, she was just known as the hot aunt. I'm sorry, I'm like deaf, okay? Or I'm not deaf, okay? You know what? Okay, just ignore what I'm saying, okay? Like, ignore everything I'm saying that's not about the movie. Alright, so I'm just gonna act like that never happened. But anyway, so yeah. Anyway, next up, we got Ned. Ned, if you don't know, he jokes about his. Well, he doesn't joke. His like family tells him that their family's like magic, and he steals one of the rings. I forgot what it's called, the swing ring. I'm pretty sure from Doctor Strange, and he opens up a portal, and that's how we get to meet Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man, because they pretty much Ned tries to open a portal to get to Peter Parker, and he says, "Take me, like, show me to Peter Parker." And the first time you think, "Oh yeah, that's Peter Parker," but it is Peter Parker. It's just not theirs. So then he tries it again after explaining the whole "it's Peter Parker, but not your Peter Parker" thing. And guess who it is next time? Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man. And then after that, they finally get Peter Parker. But so yeah, pretty sick. I mean, Ned's like way younger than Doctor Strange, so he could like very well be a really good sorcerer when he gets older. Well, I guess we'll not really know until it tells us. But so next up, I like how the Spider-Men were all talking about their past, like whenever they first met the Tom Holland Spider-Man, they were all talking about their past, because he, like, you know, his Aunt May just died, so, you know, he's pretty traumatized right there, because she literally died in his hands, and he had to run away because, like, the FBI was after him or something. So he had to just leave her dying there. Well, she was already dead, but he had to leave her dead body there. But I need to stop swinging in circles. I need to go actually do something productive to hopefully make people not click off. But so anyway, yeah, we got that, and I do like the chemistry of all the Spider-Men in general, because all the Spider-Men together, Andrew Garfield, Tobey Maguire, they all have really good chemistry with each other, I think. I mean, they work very well together. Their conversations look completely natural. I mean, they even have a good bit of funny moments. They even have a conversation about how, like, how, like, Tobey Maguire has, like, the natural webs that come out of him, and the other two have, like, actual web shooters. And so yeah, it was a pretty nice conversation. I mean, yeah, it definitely brought a few laughs to the theater whenever I went to see it. But so yeah, I mean, the chemistry of all of them, pretty nice. Anyway, so now I'm gonna go ahead and move on to the final battle. I'm not trying to go over the entire movie here. I'm just talking about, like, the best parts about the movie that I really liked for right now. But so pretty much the final battle was really good, I think. And there's only one thing I don't really like about it, that Norman Osborn shows up, like, late to the battle, and I disappeared from the theater for like 10 seconds just to use the bathroom. And so I don't know if he explained why he was late or not, but so yeah, but he has showed up late for the fight. I don't fully know why, but or if they ever explained it. But if he showed up earlier, Spider-Man could have easily lost. So yeah, they just kind of did that just to, you know, make sure the heroes could win. But so pretty much after that, like rifts and tears in reality start opening in the sky, and pretty much it's people from all sorts of other realities that know Peter Parker is Spider-Man. And if you look in there, like, really closely, you can see a bunch of people. Like, I'm pretty sure, like, you can see Scorpion. I know you can see Kraven the Hunter, but I'm pretty sure you can see Scorpion and a few other, like, villains. And I think that there was a really cool Easter egg to be having up in the sky. But pretty much, Tom Holland, Peter Parker gets Doctor Strange to cast a spell to make literally everybody forget he's Spider-Man. Like, I mean, not even Spider-Man. They make he says for everybody to forget who Peter Parker even is. So yeah, pretty much whenever, and Doctor Strange, I was talking about character arcs and the non-spoiler thing. At the beginning he was willing to help, and then he kind of like, and then after seeing like and after seeing Tom Holland, Spider-Man, you know, mess up the whole spell and brought all those multiverse people into their reality, you know, he started losing trust in them and all that, and then he gained it back, and he didn't want to do the spell to make everyone forget he was Spider-Man. So yeah, he definitely had a good bit of character arc in there. And Peter Parker, you know, he wanted to let a good bit of people know that he was still Spider-Man, but come to think, at the end of the movie, he made everyone forget who he even was. So that was some good character development right there, I think. Willing to sacrifice everything. So yeah, that's pretty Spider-Man-y. So anyway, yeah, pretty much MJ forgets who he is, but she is wearing the black medallion, or I can't remember what it's called. But it's like that one necklace Peter gave her that got broke. She was wearing that after she forgot he was Spider-Man. So I'm not fully sure if she can probably remember him. Like he never like really talks to her that much. I mean, he orders coffee at the shop she works at, but he never really like goes into a deep conversation with her. So yeah. So I mean, she's still wearing the black flower. I'm just gonna call it that because I honestly forgot the type of flower it even is. But so yeah, she is wearing that. So hopefully that might help her refresh her memory. Because to be honest with you, I hate seeing like I know he needs punishment and all that, but I just hate seeing how him and MJ like she doesn't even know who he is. Same with Ned. Ned doesn't even know who he is, and it's kind of sad honestly. And pretty much he's on his own now. By the way, he has his own apartment because Aunt May's dead. Everyone doesn't know who he is, so ain't no one gonna give him money. He's not getting any more money from like Stark Industries or anything. So yeah, okay, that's the second time I failed at this. I'm not very good at this. But so yeah, and the fight scenes, they were also really good. But so I think I pretty much went over really all of that except for the very end where he makes his own new suit. I don't think it has that much technology in it. It looks way more like the comic book suit. To be honest with you, you can pretty easily see what it is, but you don't get a full-on easy view of it. But it looks like the most probably comic book accurate, from what I could tell, one of the most comic book accurate suits we have gotten so far. If they, you know, if that is what I saw correctly. But yeah, it does look like the most comic book accurate suit that we've gotten so far. But so yeah, the suit looks really nice, and so I can't wait to see him rocking that suit in the next Spider-Man movie, or whenever he shows up. He'll be showing up like in Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness. Probably not though. I don't think he will. He might make a small cameo if he even does that. But so yeah. Anyway, so there's one more thing I want to talk about: the post-credit scene. Specifically the first one. There's two of them. The second one is just like the Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness trailer. But the first one is pretty much Eddie Brock, because if you've seen Venom Let There Be Carnage and you saw that post-credit scene, he gets teleported to the MCU, and pretty much everyone is like really hyped for it. You know, Spider-Man versus Venom. That's how everyone was thought he was gonna do that. But yeah, he did show up at the end. But the sad part is he just kind of like he was just there. He just chilled out at a bar the entire time, to like trying to figure out what was going on in that universe. He heard about Thanos and all that, and eventually, whenever they sent all the villains home, it sent Eddie Brock home as well. So yeah, he didn't get to stay there very long, but he did leave a little surprise, or Venom did. So yeah, we now have a symbiote in the MCU now. So yeah, that means they pretty much confirmed next movie probably has something to do with Venom. And to be honest with you, I'd like them to do an Agent Venom storyline to make it different from all the other Venom movies and stuff that they've done. And I think it'd be really nice. I mean, Flash Thompson, I mean, we've seen a little bit of character development in him. I mean, not much, but we've seen like just like a small smidgen. Like a smidgen's like very small. So it's like smaller than that. That's how much we've seen. So I feel like, you know, like since he's like kind of like a spoiled rich kid, I guess. You know, he could be like, you know, like he joins the military because he wants to, like, you know, kind of get more tough. So, you know, then he eventually runs across the Venom thing, and he becomes Agent Venom. I think that'd be a really nice thing that they could do in the MCU, depending on how they work it out. But I think it could work out really well, depending on how they set it up. But, so yeah, that's pretty much all the stuff that I really liked about the movie. So here's the things that I don't really like about the movie that they could have did way better. So, or they could have did a little bit better, at least, not way better. I mean, so anyway, first off, as I said in the non-spoiler review, it's hard to really fully understand the movie unless you've seen the other Spider-Man movies, like Amazing Spider-Man 1 and 2, along with the original trilogy of Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man, aka the Raimi trilogy. But, so, trying to figure out, what else I'm trying to say. Anyway, as I also said in the original thing, that the pacing is a little bit off, and but it's not too big of a deal. I mean, unless you're like a big movie critic, which I doubt like too many people out there are. So I mean, yeah, it's not too big of a deal. So I mean, yeah, pacing doesn't really matter too much unless you're like really trying to pay attention. But I mean, it depends on how off the pacing is, but the pacing isn't that off in the movie. But so after that, Sandman's character arc, I didn't really like that. I mean, I don't think they ever really explained why he decided to turn bad. It's just that I think the only main reason is that oh god, that looked painful. But, so, they didn't really ever explain why he wanted to become a bad guy. The only thing they explained is that he doesn't trust that version of Spider-Man. But eventually, Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man does come through, which is the version he trusts, but he still stays on the bad side. Which I'm not fully 100% sure why. I mean, it just doesn't seem really that characteristic because he really cares about his daughter. And I bet you he'd do anything to get rid of those sand powers so that way he could live with his daughter in peace. And, so I don't know why he decided to just turn bad, so that way he could just stay in that universe forever, because that's what was going to happen. He'd never be able to see his daughter again, so I don't really know why he turned bad and all that, but, you know, okay. But, so, also, another thing I don't like is the, Venom thing. So, I like that Venom was in the MCU, and the only thing I don't like is that, or I was disappointed about, is that he was only in a bar for, like, a few hours, for a few days. He stayed in a bar the entire time. And as soon as he was about to go track down Spider-Man, he gets teleported back to his universe. So we didn't even get to see anything that much. The only main thing, like I said, is that he left behind a symbiote. That's like the only reason they needed him there. But, so, yeah, those were the main things that kind of, like, I didn't really mainly like about the movie, and the things that I really did like about the movie. But like I said, this movie, like I said in the non-spoiler review, this movie, I would rate it a solid 8.5 or 9 out of 10. It's a really good movie. I would recommend watching it. And so, I mean, yeah, if you really like nostalgic and, you know, if you really like the Tobey Maguire movies, I would watch it. I mean, the chemistry between all three Spider-Men working together is really nice. And it has some really actually good jokes. I mean, you expect Spider-Man jokes to be kind of corny and not make anyone laugh, but they actually have some pretty good jokes in that movie. So, yeah, if you want to go check that out, I would recommend it. And, or if you haven't, well, I mean, hopefully you have, because you're already watching a spoiler thing, but, you know, if you just don't care about spoilers, I would recommend watching it. So, yeah, I mean, I guess that's it. So, I mean, yeah, I don't know if I'm going to do any more of these movie reviews. I mean, I just did it for this because I'm a really big Spider-Man fan, and this movie was a big deal. And I thought it was really nice. I thought it was a really good movie. And I just wanted to kind of share my opinion on it and all that. So, yeah, if you guys do want me to do any more movie reviews, kind of like tell me like what movie. I mean, I'm only going to mainly do Marvel movies. I mean, I don't really like DC movies that much. There's a few, but I just don't prefer. I prefer Marvel movies over DC movies. Usually, I mean, depends on what movie. I mean, if we're talking about like the Joker movie, Batman, The Dark Knight, stuff like that. I mean, I'm willing to review those movies, but I mean, I'm good. You know, like, I know it's not, movie reviews aren't really my thing. I just did this here as a one-time thing, just see how it would work out. And so yeah, I guess we're going to see how that works out. But like I said, if you guys did enjoy, please make sure to leave a like and subscribe. It'd be really appreciated. And as always, catch you guys next time. Peace out.